Welcome in. This is Legacy Beyond Wealth, where we help families unlock the financial freedom to live their best life. And that's what we're talking about today with Rob, who is the founder of Axio Wealth Management. If you have questions, again, AxioWM.com is the best place to start. While you're here, please subscribe to the channel. We appreciate that support as well. Rob, good to see you again. This is kind of an idea that we talk about from time to time. It's really important, I know, for you guys at Axio Wealth Management, right? This idea of helping families beyond wealth.
Yeah, it is. And you'll notice it right on our wall when you come into our foyer is, we have a saying on the wall because it's something that's really ingrained into every fiber of what we do. And that is that we help successful families unlock the financial freedom to live their best life or a life of significance. And, a lot of times we'll get the question, what does that mean, unlocking the financial freedom that's out there? And so I thought it'd be helpful maybe to talk a little bit about that today.
Yeah, and let's start right there because you say, okay, unlock financial freedom. I think that's everybody's goal, right? I'd love to unlock financial freedom, but that's kind of a pretty big concept to try to wrap your head around. So how would you define it?
Yeah, we do a quarterly team activity where we kind of get everyone together after hours and do some team building. And one time we did one of those escape rooms. You ever been part of that, Ben?
I have done one.
And, I would love to say that I'm the expert, definitely not, but it really helped us as a team be able to understand things. And when I think of unlocking, I can't think of anything better than maybe trying to solve a riddle or the next step that you're trying to get into. And I think people a lot of times feel like they're in that riddle with finances and with money. And when you think about being in an escape room, you just can't go in and be given the key and start unlocking things. You got to put forth some effort. And, when we take a look at it, there's really three key strategies that we look at there to put the effort into to help people to unlock that financial freedom. And the first one's just making smart choices with money. And that might seem really rudimentary. But when you think back upon your life, is there any time you think back, Ben, that you can be able to realize moments in time where maybe you didn't make the best decision with money?
Yeah, I don't have to go back very far. Probably this past weekend, Rob.
There you go. There you go. And that's what we love to be able to do is work with people. I love having successful families reach out to me and say, hey, Rob, I've got this question. I've got this opportunity. I've got this issue that I'm working through. And every meeting we start with, that's the top of the agenda is how do we make smart decisions with money? And I love getting those one-off questions to be able to help answer that for people, because if we can just stop making poor decisions with money, boy, that's really one of the big keys to unlocking financial freedom. I'd say the second one that's out there for a lot of successful families is tax planning. I was just doing a review with a client and they came on board less than a year ago, and they were talking about that and the difference they've seen in the tax planning structure, where it's not just getting together every April, but really taking a look at what we can be able to do all throughout the year. Because I would probably say one of our biggest expenses all of us have is Uncle Sam, whether that's local or federal government, right? And then the last thing we say out there is asset protection. Trying to make sure that no one can take these assets from you unjustly once you've kind of created them. So, I know there's more to unpack there, but hopefully that gave you kind of an intro and what I would say are the three key things to be able to unlock that financial freedom for a successful family.
Yeah, so smart choices, tax planning, asset protection, three important strategies. But let's dig into each one a little bit more. And I start with smart choices because I think the first thing that comes to mind when you say this is, okay, am I just making bad spending decisions, right? Am I wasting money? But what does that mean in real terms? Smart choices.
Yeah, I think one is on the spending side of it, but the other is also on the investment side. And, I think no one gets out of this life unscathed without making a poor investment decision or a poor spending decision. I don't know anyone that's got a perfect record that they're shooting with there. And so our goal is to help minimize those events as much as possible. So there's two key things or elements we look at with clients on this. One is putting together an effective spending plan. Now, it's not a budget. I want to be very clear about that. We were very purposeful in calling this a spending plan because we're being intentional with where we're spending our money. Sometimes people feel really restricted with a budget, and that's not necessarily the case. And so as we have clients go through that, they're able to be enlightened about where they are making maybe some of those poor spending habits, But the key is it's a collaborative approach with the client. I'm not here to tell you where or what you should spend your money on. Your values and your goals that we take down during our discovery meeting help to dictate that. I mean, that's the guide for us, because we're not here to tell you how to live your best life. We want you to paint that picture for us, and we'll help you understand how a spending plan can help you learn better how to put those dollars to work to help you live that best life. I'd say the second thing that we're looking at is trying to pair that with a good investment plan. I've seen clients email me, hey, this investment opportunity came up, whether it was a coworker or a friend or a colleague or someone off the street that they met, or whatever it may be, that they come by with this great opportunity that exists out there. And our goal is to make sure that we got an investment plan that's aligned with your values. And there's no shortage of good investment opportunities, but is it the right one for you? And so what we want to do is pour that investment opportunity through a filter that we've created called an investment plan that helps to filter out, to sift out, to see if this really is the right fit for you, that's going to help you live your best life. Is it going to be a distraction or something that's going to help accelerate us to that goal of what we're trying to accomplish?
All right. So smart choices, spending, investing. I think that's an idea that I think a lot of people can feel comfortable with, but taxes, I think, are going to be a little bit more daunting. So when you get into tax planning, what all does that even involve?
Oh, we want to take a look at it from all approaches. The tax code is very complex. And one thing that we love doing is working with a client's tax professional in a very collaborative environment. We'd love to get together, brainstorm with them, and see what opportunities exist. Because here's the real facts about where taxes come into play. I did this the other day, describing it with a couple that came in looking to become clients. And, they were getting pretty hammered on taxes because no one sat down with them before. They kind of just went through the motions of using a tax software and never had anyone sit down and really kind of go through it. And we talked about how going on a hike on a mountain. And as a young man, I did that quite a bit. And we would joke with each other and sneak rocks into each other's packs at breaks, just trying to, tease each other a little bit. And, no one wants to be hiking up a mountain with an unnecessary rock on their pack. But that's really what taxes are. They are a drag upon your ability to live your best life. Now, that being said, I'm a very patriotic individual. I want to pay my fair share, but no more than my fair share. And understanding the rules of the game are so vital and important. So that's really where we want to meet with that tax professional, be collaborative with them, understanding the rules and how they apply to you, and how can we have that work to be able to work for your advantage, to help accelerate and gain traction to where you're trying to be able to go.
Are you ready to unlock the freedom to live your best life? Schedule your no-cost 60-minute discovery meeting with our team today. During this session, we'll take the time to understand your family's story and financial dreams. Together, we'll craft a personalized roadmap designed to help you achieve your goals. Let's explore how we can unlock the freedom for you and your family to thrive. Just click the link in the description of today's show to get started.
All right, I know that third strategy that you mentioned, right, was asset protection. I'm sure this is a big part of what you do because you're working with successful families, and a big part of that is protecting, what you've been able to grow and invest. So when you think about that, what are you actually protecting against?
Yeah, and I think the risks that are out there, and the thing that we want to do is we want to help to evaluate the risks the client sees in their life. I've met people who might read something or watch something online or be told something, and it's all about fear mongering to get people to take action. And in one way, it actually takes them away from the best life they're trying to live, because it locks their money up so tight they themselves even don't have control of it, because they were played upon by the fear that they have. So we want to understand the fears and look at the best solution that keeps the client in control of the money the most, and helps them to be able to really get the momentum to the best life that they can. And that might be a little bit vague, but if I could just maybe give you a quick example. We were meeting with a client the other day, and they had the fear because they install a lot of equipment on roofs. as part of their business. And, that's a concern because of the risk that is there. And we talked about the risks that they see and making sure we find the most simple approach to be able to resolve that risk that exists. The other day, we were also meeting with a family individual, they're an older couple that's been very successful business owners and now retired. And, they're concerned about their driving habits. And they felt like that was maybe their biggest concern out there. They had the great wherewithal to know that their reaction times might be just a little bit slower than others. And so talking about that and coming up with a plan for them. But that's really what we want to do. It takes so much to be able to earn it. We want to protect that nest so no one can come take it from you unjustly.
So unlocking that financial freedom, that's the process of getting there. And, Wes, what Axio Wealth Management can help you with. But that's kind of step one. Now, step two, I guess after you do that, that's kind of where this real mission kicks in, right? Living your best life. What does that actually look like?
Oh, I love this part about it. This is where, you get back, and I think we're all so mundane. We're all stuck in the same rut, sometimes told what we need to do next. I love mentoring college students. And I had the phone call the other day with a college student out of Florida, and they were saying, hey, what's my next steps? And I said, depends on where you want to be able to go. No one sat down with them and said, just dream big. See what you want to be able to do. What does your best life look like? And then we work backwards from there. All too often we go the reverse way and we're only looking 1 or 2 steps ahead of us. And pretty soon we get some time in our life and we notice that we're on the wrong path to where we really wanted to be able to go. And so I love sitting down with clients and having that discussion with them. And the cool part about it is when they text back in and say, hey, we're living our best life. I've had that happen this last week, in 3 different circumstances, and it's awesome. My team gets excited about it when we hear clients, hey, we're excited because now we're seeing ourselves living that best life, whether it be on a cruise or buying a home for their dream home that they really wanted to be able to be in, or being able to really deepen family relationships that mean the most to them. That's what life is really about. That's what money is all here for, is to be that vehicle to help us strive to live that best life.
I love that. I know there's a lot of different approaches to that, and it varies from person to person, and it does, I'm sure, from family to family that you work with. That freedom to live their best life comes in all types of versions.
It does, and getting down and getting a customized written approach for you, not being put into a preset plan for you. You fall into category A, B, or C, but a customized one that's really built to help you drive traction to live that best life. That's what we're all about.
And a lot of that begins with that discovery call, right? You can get information on how to do that right now. Just go to axiown.com to begin that process. All that is also in the show description as well. It takes about an hour, but really that's a chance for Rob and that team to really get into you and really learn more about the individual person that's interested in working with you, right?
Absolutely. I mean, at the end of the day, it is all about the client. We want to be consultative. We want to make sure that we're caring. We got the competency to be able to make sure that we can help you be able to gain that traction. And so I would encourage anyone to take that next step and do a discovery meeting.
Again, it all begins there. Unlocking that financial freedom, living your best life. That's the goal of Axio Wealth Management. Again, that's what we hope to accomplish on this YouTube channel and every single video that we put out here. So please subscribe if you haven't already. And again, we always encourage you to reach out. And if you have any questions at all about what we discussed today, or if you just want to begin that process of living your best life. Rob, as always, thanks for taking us through this. Appreciate your time as always.
Thanks, Ben.